Welcome to the Manifest with Ease podcast. I'm Vanessa Jaden, certified mindset and manifestation coach, and I'm here to help you manifest your dream life effortlessly. This podcast is all about making manifestation simple and fun. Each week, I'll share powerful tips and aligned strategies to help you attract abundance, success, and joy into your life. Get ready to unlock your magic and step into the life you've always dreamed of. No hustle required. Let's dive into today's episode of Manifest with Ease. I'm super excited for this week's episode because we're going to look at manifesting more than money, how to attract abundance in every area of your life. We're going to look at a holistic view of abundance, money, relationships, creativity, freedom, and yes, even time. We're going to look at how your energy affects your abundance, and we're going to look at some small daily practice that you can start embodying abundance. And I'm feeling really just so lit up as I'm recording this episode because last week I did an episode all on embodiment and how to become the future version of you and experience that which you desire, but experience it now. And I've literally just stepped into my manifesting queen era, and it just feels so good. And I feel so alive and so aligned with attracting and manifesting the big dreams that I have for 2026, but where I am now working and doing all the inner work now to receive those things. So with that being said, also I want to invite you to a very special 5-day journey that I have created called Magnetize Your Abundance, in which we are literally going to be talking about how to release your blocks and how to activate that expansion, how to activate the receiving mode to have the things that you want. We're going to look at sneaky ways where scarcity might be showing up in your life or in your business. We're going to release old patterns and stories, those that are keeping you stuck. And we're going to help you to feel lighter, to feel freer and more grounded in abundance. You're going to start seeing possibilities and opportunities where before you might have just been seeing limits. I'm also going to give you daily tools that you can keep using so that you can stay in expansion. What's going to happen is every day I'm going to send you bite-sized teachings to rewire your mindset and to expand your perspective. There will be little guided mini rituals to feel abundant and to shift your energy in minutes, and also some journaling prompts. And literally, this is going to take you between 5 to 10 minutes a day. I have kept this short, sweet, and powerful. So if you're ready, you can sign up now, vanessajaden.com/abundance. I'll also leave the link in the show notes. Love to see you there. But yes, let's get into today's episode. So I always talk about manifesting as a lifestyle, and we can apply that to abundance too, because in order to truly feel and to experience abundance in every area of our life, we have to bring it into every area of our life, literally. And what happens a lot of times is that we will have certain blocks, and we might think, okay, those blocks are specific to, let's say, for instance, if you have a visibility block. So you struggle to be seen. And if you are creating your own business, you know it's very important that you need to be seen. If you're climbing the corporate ladder, you need to be seen. You need to be visible. People need to see what your skills are, what the gifts are that you bring into this world. But you might have a block around that, thinking that, oh, okay, it's only in my business that it's showing up, that I am feeling too nervous or too scared or afraid of some rejection, maybe, to create a reel, to create a video, to create something where I stand out. But if you look at it and you're really honest with yourself, you will notice that that visibility block is showing up in other areas of your life too. Let's take time as an example. You might be feeling like you don't have enough time to build the business that you want, the business that you're dreaming of, or the career that you're dreaming of. You just don't have the time to do these things. You don't have the time to focus on your health and maybe to exercise, even though this is something that you really want to do. So your time scarcity literally could be a visibility block, because if you do have the time to work on your business, a very important part of your business is to be visible. A very important part of climbing the corporate ladder is to be visible. A very part of working on your health is you becoming visible, because people will notice the change in your body. People will notice the changes on your skin and your health. A lot of times we try and work on these other things where we're saying, okay, well, I'm just going to force myself to wake up early so that I can do exercise. I'm going to force myself to create that video. And then you make the video, you watch the video, you hate the video, and you never post the video. It's key to know what these blocks are, and it's key to know how to uncover the core beliefs that we have around these things. There's a saying that says, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And that is so true, because we can have the same blocks, the same patterns running in our life. So if we look at a life wheel, for example, and in the life wheel, we will have health, money, spiritual aspects, personal development, fun, our surroundings, our environment, contribution, relationships. And all these things make up the total of our life, not just focusing on one specific area. So when you look at your energy and your beliefs around, let's say, health or around money, those same things can be playing out in the different areas of your life. So when you focus on one thing and you release that one thing, you overcome those blocks, then it just automatically rolls out into the other areas of your life too, which is fantastic. And that's one of the things that I love when I'm coaching a client and we work on their timeline. So your timeline literally is your past, and your past's past. So if you want to think about your ancestors and beliefs that they might have carried forward that you are now still carrying also. So you're looking at your past, you're looking at the now, and you're looking at your future. And one of the things that I love is sometimes when we go back to the past, and if you go far enough back to the root cause of something, when that gets released, when that block gets removed, then a whole lot of other things in your life just start collapsing, because the root of it's gone. It's the same if you think about it. If you've got this beautiful tree, right, and then you notice that, okay, the tree's just not producing any fruit. So if you want to compare the fruit to our manifestations, the things that we desire, and bringing those things into life, but there's no fruit. Nothing is happening. The tree is beautiful, it's there, but nothing is happening. So if you go and you cut the branches, well, nothing's going to happen, right? The fruit is not just going to magically start growing. And that's what we do in life. We try and we work on all these different symptoms to get rid of the symptoms, but then nothing actually changes. But then when you go and you look at the actual roots of the tree, and you notice on one specific root, there might be this growth, this disease that has overcome this root. And if you go and you chop off just that one root, that thing, then all of a sudden, within a short amount of time, you start seeing there's little blossoms on the trees, and then these fruit are growing, and it's this juicy, magnificent fruit, and that's your big, beautiful, abundant life. Let's go back to the life wheel and looking at abundance in every area of your life. So I want to encourage you to go and think about your health, for instance. What is it that would feel abundant for you? Is it the way you look? Is it the way you dress? Is it the foods that you're eating? Is it the type of exercise or movement that you're doing? Maybe you really like dancing, but you feel like you just don't have the time for it. How in the area of health can you really feel abundant? In the area of money, how much money is going to make you feel abundant? How does abundance look and feel in your spiritual life? Does this mean for you that you have more time to meditate or to read spiritual books? And then in terms of personal development, your own growth, what does abundance look like in that area? And then in terms of fun, what does abundance feel like? What does it look like? Your environment. if you wake up in the morning, what will make your environment feel abundant? What will make it look abundant? A lot of times people think abundance means a lot of stuff. So if you're a very materialistic person, then yes, you might want to have a lot of nice stuff in your home. That doesn't always mean abundance for people. Some people who like a minimalistic lifestyle, when they just have the minimal things, but the best quality things for themselves, that might make them feel abundant. So abundance, there is no rule book to say this is what abundance is, because it looks differently for every person. And that's what I really want to encourage you, is to now look at every single one of these categories and what does that abundance look like? What does it feel like for you specifically? In terms of contribution, so giving back to the world. What does abundance look like to you? And then finally, your relationships. Now, this is in no specific order, this wheel. It's just like I've just picked them and started from a spot and gone round. It's a wheel. So there's no beginning and no end, really. And then relationships. So what do abundance relationships look like for you? Once you know what the mark is of this. So let's say 10 is absolute abundance. And this will change, because right now your frame of reference for the amount of abundance that you feel like you can have in your life is at a certain level. But the more you up level, the more you overcome things, the more you release limiting beliefs, the bigger the possibilities available to you become, and your mind shifts, and with that your abundance thinking shifts. So right now I want you to think of all of those things as a 10, fully in your abundant self, and then you can go and rate them, and you can say, okay, in terms of health, if being fully healthy, abundant looks like a 10 like this, then right now, where do I feel like I am? Are you 1, 2, maybe you're 5, maybe you're even a 7, because you've already been working on your health quite a while. Now I'm using health because that's one of the things that I'm busy manifesting at the moment. And because it's like, if you think about Google Maps, right? If you want to go anywhere, you need to put in a starting point, right? So that Google Maps can find the best route for you and to say, okay, you are here, you want to get there, this is the route that you should take. So by doing this exercise, if you know what your abundant life in all areas look like, and you know what your starting point is, then you can start mapping out a path. Then you can start looking at and then applying the 5-step manifestation process that I use, the Jaden method. Okay, first of all, you're looking at your desires. So what is that abundant life look like? What is the desire that I have? And then you're looking at aligning with your truth. So in terms of your truth, your beliefs, your intuition, the limiting beliefs that you have, the blocks that you have, looking at those things and seeing what is it that is going to keep me stuck, that is going to block me from moving forward, and you can start working on those things. And then stepping into deepening your embodiment. So literally stepping into the version of you who is already the most abundant version of you. And this is powerful, and I spoke a lot about embodiment in the previous episode, but when you step into that place, it's like I've stepped into the version of me who is abundantly healthy. And I've never been one like big on exercise and things, but like I got an Apple Watch recently just so that I could use that as an anchor for my health, to track my exercise and things like that. And it has been so powerful, not just having the watch, but all these little things and stepping into the abundance. It's like waking up in the morning to do the exercise. It's easy and it's fun and I'm enjoying it, and my body is feeling the difference. I'm feeling that I have that extra energy, but that is because I've stepped into the version rather than trying to work on changing the habits, because working on habits literally is like the bottom of our neurological levels, and your identity is way up there. So it's easier when you are trying to change things in your life from an identity level. And then the next step is going to be taking inspired action. So what is the inspired action that you need to take? Because not all action leads to abundance. And then releasing it. Like, I can do certain things in terms of my health, but I have to just trust the process. That my body is going to do what it needs to do. I'm going to focus on the identity, focus on overcoming limiting beliefs and visibility blocks and all these other things that I have, so that I can step into the version of me who's already abundant. And when I bring her into the now, so when you look at this holistic view of abundance and in all these different areas, if you start looking at, okay, the place where you are now, what is some small daily practices that you can put in place to start embodying that abundance? And in terms of these daily practices, I don't know if you've ever heard of the term habit stacking, but sometimes habit stacking can be very helpful to help you do these things. For instance, if you think about habit stacking, is if you every single morning have a cup of coffee, then in terms of, okay, I'm going to use health as an example, you want to get more protein into your body. So as a habit stack, you can, when you're making your coffee, you can make your protein shake, or you can take your spoon of protein and put it in your coffee. I don't like that, but some people do that. But that's habit stacking. So what ends up happening is, instead of trying to remember and trying to like, oh, I got to have my protein shake, and and then you get busy and then you don't have it, and whatever, for whatever reasons, now because your habit stacking is make the coffee, have the protein shake, make the coffee, have the protein shake, make the coffee, have the protein shake. So it all gels together and it's easy to work through. Maybe you're working through something in terms of your mindset. So you could be like, okay, I'm going to have my coffee, and instead of sitting down and watching TikTok while you're having your coffee, which maybe that's what you do in the morning, you're now rather going to pick up a journal and you're going to have your coffee and you're going to journal just around the things that are coming up for you in your mindset, or things that you want to change, whatever's happening for you. So habit stacking is a really nice way of bringing in new habits with flow and ease, because that's literally how it works. It doesn't become that hard. But remember, the embodiment piece is so important, because when you step into the embodiment of already being this abundant version of you, having this abundance in every area of your life, if you focus on one thing specifically and you lose out the others. If you think about a wheel, let's say you were rating where you are now from 0 to 10, so 10 being your fully abundant self, and in some areas it was a 1, then there was a 2, then there was a 5, then there was a 7. What's going to happen is your wheel is not going to be round and smooth, so your life is going to feel unbalanced and you're going to feel out of alignment. And the best thing about all of this is you get to decide what it is for you, how it looks for you. So just to recap, abundance is not just tangible things. It's not just about being rich and super wealthy and a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever it is. Abundance is so much more than that. Abundance is in every area of your life. And I want to encourage you also is to just re-look at your vision board. Do you have all these different areas on your vision board, or are they specific to one thing? Is your vision board full of just your business? Because if you only focusing on that and creating abundance in that area, then you're not going to be in alignment in terms of your whole self, the whole authentic version of who you are. So if you're ready to step into this abundance, then go ahead and sign up for the 5-day Magnetize Your Abundance journey. But if you're feeling maybe like, okay, you're listening to this, but you're feeling really stuck, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not sure exactly, okay, where to start, where on the life wheel should I go, or I don't even know what I want, I can't see abundance for me, because maybe you've been in scarcity for so long. I mean, I remember when I first did this work, like it's just a bit more than 5 years ago, I left a very toxic relationship, and I had no money, I had no home, I had nothing. I literally left with nothing. It was me and my kids. We left and I started all over again from scratch. And the moment that I left, I could not feel like I was in a state of abundance, because I felt like I was in absolute scarcity because I had nothing. I was starting over at 45 at the time when I thought in my life I was going to be at a very different level than what I was in that moment. But in terms of my life, I was in scarcity, but I kept having the belief that everything is going to work out for me. And that was a bit of an abundance belief, because even though I couldn't see it, I just believed that. And it happened. Like, I manifested a home, manifested a car, manifested this beautiful, abundant life that I'm living in now. And I can help you with that too. So if you want to work one-on-one with me, if you want personalized coaching, then you can sign up for a session, or you can sign up for a number of sessions. We can see what will work best for you. And the link is in the show notes. But if you want to go to vanessajaden.com/magnetic-reset, you can sign up for a session there. So with that, I hope you are going to have an abundant week further, and that all the blessings and prosperity come your way. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, remember to embody, believe, and to manifest.